Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our regular meeting of the Dunellen Borough Council, June 1st, our only meeting of June. Our next meeting will be in July and then August, the first meeting of Monday of each month. So our first order of business is a call to order and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. And those who may not have it, the agenda is on the front table if you're able to get to it. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Item number 2 on the agenda is the reading of the Sunshine Statement and roll call by our municipal clerk, Mrs. Lauren Stats.
This meeting of the Dunellen Borough Council is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of June 1st, 2026 was included in a list of meetings that was advertised in the Courier on January 8th, 2026, and as a teleconference was noticed on the official Dunellen website on May 26, 2026, and on the public bulletin board on North Avenue on May 26, 2026, and it has remained continuously posted as the required notice. Mayor Salento,
Present.
Council President Land,
Here.
Mrs. Albertson,
Here.
Mrs. Rios,
Here.
Mr. Scott,
Here.
Mr. Sigmund,
Here.
and Mrs. Vandermark.
Here.
Item number 3 on the agenda is presentation. We have one presentation tonight with 2 presenters, well, 3 technically. The first is the concept plan for 656 Boundbrook Road by Kevin Tempolsky and Italo Texera from Taylor Architects. And then the second part of that presentation is the comments on the consistency with the redevelopment plan by the borough's municipal planner from Harper Consultants, Gabe Baylor. So for purposes, we'll invite them to make the presentation. And what we'll like to do is we'll go through both parts of the presentation. We'll then open the floor to mayor and council for any comments or questions. And then we'll open to the public who may have questions or comments. And then we'll explain the process of how this will move forward after this. Okay.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, council members, Joe Papero from Porzio, Bromberg and Newman on behalf of the property owner, Baker, New Jersey Properties, LLC. As the mayor introduced, this is a consistency review for a concept plan concerning the redevelopment of 656 Boundbrook Road. That's block 34, lot 22 on the borough's tax map. What we like to do this evening is to present to you all for your consideration a proposed redevelopment concept for this site. We've been working in collaboration with the borough throughout this process and the borough's professionals. We've received reports from the borough's professionals, both engineer and planning, with some feedback on our concept plans. I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Tempolsky from Taylor Architecture, who designed the concept, and I'll walk you through this new redevelopment. I just wanted to note in my overview that the borough has since amended the downtown redevelopment plan while we were doing some designs. We've responded to those amendments to the borough's redevelopment plan, and we've incorporated many of those requirements in the current concept. One of the most significant amendments that the borough has achieved is extending the transition area of the downtown redevelopment plan to now capture this site, or include this site, I should say. And this site is a mixed-use project. It is labeled multifamily. However, there is a commercial component on the ground floor. And again, the architects will go through the proposal in greater detail. I would note that the project's been scaled back slightly since our original discussions from 10 units to 9 to allow for the ground level commercial. The parking configuration has been redesigned to try to come as close as possible to the redevelopment plan requirements. And again, I'll turn it over to Kevin on the architecture side to walk you through the concept. And we're happy to take any additional feedback, questions, concerns that you may have. And I know your planner is here also to provide his insight. So I'll turn it over to Kevin.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for having us tonight. What you're looking at right now is a 3-story mixed-use building. First floor is going to have 569 square feet of commercial mixed with 9 parking spaces in total. That's going to be 4 surface levels, one being a one's going to be an ADA space. We will have bike racks as well. trash and recycling. And we have one studio unit on the ground floor. Second floor, we're gonna have the two one-bedroom units, one being 755 square feet and one being 760 square feet. Two-bedroom unit being 992 and a three-bedroom unit. That's gonna replicate onto the third floor. Only difference is that bottom unit that Italo is circling right now will be a two-bedroom unit. Other than that, I believe that's it. And we have two utility spaces on the ground floor as well. Is there anything else we closed with that?
One of the comments that we received with regard to the design, design, aesthetic, and we have the manpower group. Does that, can you just talk just briefly as to what's been done to the exterior to further the goals and objectives of the downtown redevelopment plan? I see it's a brick facade, which is encouraged by the redevelopment plan. Is there anything else you can highlight that's been incorporated into this design for the benefit of the council? That would be greatly appreciated.
Sure, we're trying to maintain the look that the redevelopment is trying to achieve, which is basically the base of the building, and then we have a different material going up. And the mansard roof is one of them. We try to activate the corner by having the entry from the commercial space right in the corner. Also, we're protecting the parking view from the outside, so you have the building shielding that aspect. And those are the main elements. We're trying to keep the colors and the railroad style for this parcel.
Another note I'd like to add is when we did the mansard roof, we ended up wrapping it around the whole entire building.
Mhm.
So there is no point where it's just a brick wall. We added that lattice on the ground floor. I'm not sure if you had seen the previous version. There's no lattice. We do have some other options if black is not
Mhm.
something maybe someone wants in this building. We have some browns and tans, flexible on that as well. But we feel that it fits
Right.
with the town, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, and just on a personal note, I'm a Dunellen resident. I live right here in Prospect Avenue. Few of you guys know me. So we are very happy to present this project. It's very special to us. It's on a corner that there's no use right now. It's not very pretty. So we think this is a very nice addition to Dunellen. We're very happy to be here.
And again, Mayor, council members, we did receive comments from the representative, the consultant for the borough. I know Dave is here to discuss his comments. We're happy to, again, this is a work in progress, and address any remaining items in a final site plan that is submitted to the planning board for consideration. Really, the purpose tonight was to bring everyone up to speed as to what's been done over the course of our design. To acknowledge that we've responded to Dunellen's amended redevelopment plan and the current version of that plan. Those features are all incorporated. There is some opportunity to do some things for the streetscape. We know that the planner is looking to see if we can incorporate bike racks have been included now, as was noted by Kevin, in the parking field. So we have included that component. There's an awning over one of the side entrances. Things like the decorative pavers, those types of features, we'll talk to see if those can be accommodated. The site is a smaller site, so to have, the decorative benches and receptacles may or may not work. Again, I'll leave it to the designers to see if those things can be incorporated, but the intention here is to bring in as much of those streetscape goals and objectives as we can, in addition to what's already been done, the gooseneck lighting, the feature of the main entrance at the corner, really making it, the centerpiece for the building. As everyone's aware, this site has been vacant and unutilized for many, many years. So, as Italo stated, this is a real exciting project for the owners. We're excited to take into account more of your feedback and your recommendations. And we look forward to working with your professionals as we continue this service.
Thank you. So we'll ask Gabe as our planner to go through his process and then we'll open up the mayor and council.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Gabe Bale, Harbor Consultants. So as Mr. Paparo mentioned, the property is a vacant property. It's formerly used as a dry cleaning business, and I believe it's vacant for at least 30 years. And because of that dry cleaning use, there is environmental contamination on the property. In terms of the scope of the redevelopment project, the developer will clean up the property, environmental contamination, do site remediation, and construct this building. And as Mr. Paparo mentioned, Kevin mentioned, so what this property is, it's in the downtown redevelopment area. And as mentioned previously, this property was in the downtown core. But in terms of looking at the context of the surrounding area, in terms that it is primarily residential in character, there is a mixed use across the street on Sanford Avenue. There is another mixed use further up, but primarily it is residential in nature. So based on that, the appropriateness of having that one ground floor residential unit, in my opinion, is appropriate. And that's why it was moved to the transition area. But there still is a ground floor commercial spot, 600 square feet, 570 square feet, and it's in the corner. And with that, there's also a ground floor studio unit. But as you can see, in terms of the design, it looks commercial in appearance. In terms of consistency, the main focus is it a permitted use? And yes, it is. A mixed use is permitted with a ground floor residential. So that is permitted in the transition zone. In terms of the setback requirements, there is existing condition in terms of setback related to the requirements of 16-foot setback for front yards, but where the building is located is where the existing footprint is, so it's not conforming with that. In terms of parking, there is a variance will be required for one parking space. 10 parking spaces are required when you account for the reduction for the one EV parking space as well as the one bicycle parking space. So that reduces to 10. They're proposing 9 parking spaces as of now. I think as this furthers into the site plan review, if it takes the next steps, I believe there could be some mechanized parking system where they could provide 6 parking spaces and provide for all the 10 parking spaces required. So in terms of the main focuses of consistency, it is a permitted use. There is a deviation with the front yard setback. There's a deviation with the rear yard setback. There is a deviation parking. Besides that, everything else is minor in detail and can be worked during the site plan review in terms of pavers, trees, landscaping. But the main focus is it consistent with the redevelopment plan? In my opinion, it is. It's consistent with the master plan reexamination in terms of providing new redevelopment opportunities, as well in terms of the units. There will also be 2 affordable units there. So provides affordable housing units. One of the units will be 3-bedroom. The other one will be 1-bedroom. So it's compliance with the affordable housing requirements, compliance with the redevelopment opportunities, the goals and opportunities of the downtown redevelopment plan and the master plan itself. So in my opinion, it is consistent.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baylor. So what we'll do now is we'll open up the floor to mayor and council for any comments or questions. I will just note, if council doesn't mind, I can appreciate the massive roof wrapped around instead of having a brick facade against the houses that are adjacent to it going east on Bound Brook Road. At least it creates a roof line. So my questions to you, Mr. Baylor, from your professional experience, and also not with just Dunellen, but other towns that you represent, and knowing the uniqueness of this lot, it is a small parcel, and you've already noted the things that have or variances that might be required, and knowing the contamination and the expenses behind that, and I'm sure, I don't know what the acquisition cost of the property was, but I know these are all things that are taken into consideration when you're building something. Do you think this property could have become something else other than what's being presented tonight. I think that's going to be what the council considers and also what the public is going to take into consideration.
I think, in my opinion, would be very, very difficult in terms of site acquisitions, environmental contamination, in terms of the return on an investment. That would be very difficult just for a two-story residential building or you know, a one-story commercial building. In terms of what is involved in the cost, I think this is the best product in terms of look at the redevelopment, look at the picture, how the change, and in terms of the return on investment. Unfortunately, reality sets in terms of property acquisitions and redevelopment and contamination costs. So I think this is the best case for the borough in terms of redeveloping this property with this use.
Okay, thank you. Council?
Yes, I do have one question. Gabe, you spoke about the variances with the setbacks. I'm curious how that compares to what's currently there. So like, is there more space on the sidewalk or less with this new plan or?
So if this would be built right where the existing foot building is.
Okay.
So it's an existing conditions in terms of the setbacks. The redevelopment plan provides 16-yard front yard setback. They wanted to do that to create more sidewalk space. Primarily, the purpose was primarily for the downtown core.
Okay.
You know, having that sidewalk area so you could walk pedestrians. But as this is outside that downtown core, more in the transition area, there still is sufficient space and opinion for sidewalk. It's just not set back 16 feet.
Okay.
It's set back to Brown Brook is 9.2 feet. And then to Sanford Avenue is 11.8 feet. So
But
there's
is that
still,
inconsistent with the current building.
yes.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
it's just,
what-
yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So it's going to be the same sidewalk space. Because
Yes.
I know the sidewalks there are kind of tight, especially with our new rapid flashing beacon lights. Just wanted to make sure there's enough space. I know we're early in the process and it's probably the engineers that make sure they comply with that.
Yes.
And that would all
Thank
be,
you.
the DOT and everything, that would be addressed with the DOT during the site plan.
Site plan review, yes,
Right,
yes.
Jurisdictional agreement there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you just go over the parking again? You mentioned
Sure.
10 is required and
The 10 is required, so based on the bedroom, they, 12 parking spaces are required, and you're able to get a reduction by providing one EV parking space. So you get a reduction in one.
Which is state mandated.
Yes, state mandated. And then in the redevelopment plan, if you provide for a bicycle parking area, you're able to reduce one parking space. So that reduces the number down to 10, and they're providing 9 parking spaces, and then which I don't believe they really mentioned, but of those parking spaces, 5 are going to be mechanical. There's going to be a mechanical lift system. So that would be operated and in terms of accessing the property. So they do need a variance for one parking space.
so by mechanical, you mean almost like stacking them?
Stacking, yeah.
Okay.
And there's no consideration for another. No consideration for another mechanic to get it up to that one parking.
I think that could be something discussed during site plan. I think, you know, there are systems, to my understanding, that you could get 6 and you could comply with the parking.
Okay, keep that as a note.
Yeah.
And so for, council's knowledge too, right? Because there's some newer members that might not be aware. Site plan goes to planning board and that's all the zoning requirement. We're really does it fit to the concept of our redevelopment plan and master plan? So, right, so. Council, any other items to discuss before I throw it open to the public?
I did have a question. So I appreciate the thorough presentation. Thank you so much. You answered a lot of the questions that I was going to ask anyways. But as far as the facade goes, I do have just a, I guess, a concern on the first floor. I know you mentioned that the colors, we can work with the colors, but I do think that the black is a little too stark. So maybe something to reconsider. And then
Like,
with,
sorry to interrupt. I think our redevelopment plan calls for earth tone, so
okay.
we can go back and look at that palette. Do you have one to show us?
Oh, I don't mind. You don't, do you mind? Do you,
I'm curious now.
okay. All right.
You get the point.
Mm. Have shutters been considered? I mean. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then I had a few other questions. So I know that there's gonna be a contamination remediation, so will there be any restrictions on the types of businesses that are allowed to be on that property?
I defer to developer, but I don't believe so. But let me defer.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be no restrictions. The remediation has to be done with an LSRP in accordance with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection requirements. But to our knowledge, there won't be any restrictions on the types of businesses that could apply. I mean, obviously, there won't be a laundromat, I should say laundromat, a dry cleaner. There won't be,
Oh,
right, there won't be that type of use because that was the use that was there previously. But other than that, we're not aware of any restrictions.
okay. So that would be a form of restriction, right?
I don't think as part of the remediation program, you'd be permitted to reinstitute a dry
Okay.
clean on site. That would be the only one that I'm aware of, but we could certainly provide, as we get further into the remediation, we could provide that documentation to the borough.
Thank you. The only other question I had was about streetscaping. I know that the space on the sidewalk is limited, but will there be any trees?
I think that's something that I mentioned to the developer, and I believe that they definitely could provide some trees in terms of aesthetic and, complement. Same thing as well as decorative lights. I think there could be some decorative lights there. And these are issues that, go during the site plan review of the planning board. But thank you for your comments, and especially in terms of the architecture design. Thank you.
It'd also be listed inside the redevelopment agreement that would have to come after this meeting. And it is in our redevelopment plan that streetscaping such as trees and stuff has to be a part of the project, but
Yeah, I am aware of that. I was just wondering because of the limited space, would that be something that's possible? But seems that it is. Okay.
okay, council, any other questions before I open up to public? Okay, so at this time, we'll open up the public only to item number 3 on the agenda to ask the professionals from our side or the developer side about their presentation. We just ask that you kindly state who you are, you're a Dunellen resident, and if you're able to reach the mic, great. If not, we'll try and listen to you from your seat.
Dave Lot, 638 Boundbrook Road, block 34, lot 24. 322. It certainly looks a lot nicer than what's up there now. And I'm glad they talked about the remediation. And I'd be willing to give to the developer our property if it had to be remediated also. So
Well, that's between you and them.
I want out.
No negotiations in this room. Like that.
And I know Alex will work on this. On North Avenue there, though, in the house that's even behind that's a bus stop. So from my property all the way down to Sanford Avenue, and I'm sure they'll make some kind of deal with New Jersey Transit to get rid of it, to provide more on-street parking. You're gonna need it, because right now, Sanford Avenue, Front Street in that area, Sanford Avenue between Front and Dunellen, it's packed. We're getting vehicles that are parked over there from 675 Bound Brook Road, Leram Village, because there's just not enough parking in their place, and they're all over Bound Brook Road and Sanford Avenue. But hey, it's gonna look better. It's gonna look nice.
Mr. Paparo,
Yeah.
meet Dave Locke from the Parking Authority. Happy to hear that, Mr. Locke. I know you could be a critic, so that was actually my word. So. Any other members of the public, either in person or online? Mr. Morgan.
The apartments, are they gonna be one-bedroom apartment or two-bedroom apartment?
There's actually a mix. There's going to be a studio on the ground level, and there's going to be 1, 2, and we have to provide 1 3-bedroom unit according to the state's affordable housing requirement.
Okay,
So you start running the range, total of 9 units altogether.
so like Dave said, there's no parking on Front Street. There's all, it's built. So you know you're gonna have more cars than go into this apartment place. I don't know where they're gonna park, where they are gonna park. They'll be parked on top of each other, and then the neighbors in the neighborhood are not gonna be happy on Front Street now. So they're not gonna be able to park their cars. I'm just telling you, I've been there a long time and I know. And I go around that corner there. I mean, it's a nice improvement. But I don't know where you're gonna get the parking.
Well, I think these are the conversations you need to have in terms of the project and how it's parked, which gets into the conversations of redevelopment plan. Is it economically feasible to build it with such requirement? And then also what the planning board and zoning, well, planning board is of zoning, land use and zoning, what they're going to determine is appropriate for parking needs.
And you're gonna get for each apartment one parking space, is that what you're getting?
So the redevelopment plan has a different structure for parking. It depends on the number of bedrooms, but essentially we're 1 space short under the current design, and we've had recommendations that would go back to the drawing board to try to find an additional space that would comply with the redevelopment plan where we're going.
Because the other apartments we have that went up on 28, more cars, you know, it happens. You know, you got a family, they got more in the family, they got more cars. And this is a crowded corner, very crowded corner, just let you know. You don't want to piss, you don't want to pick the people down on Front Street, you know, not me, I'm down at the end, unless they park the whole way down there. But everybody in that
For your
corner,
neighbors, we understand.
plus you do have it zoned off there too at the corner, that cars can't park there. Am I right there? It's zoned off, okay?
What's that?
Over there, you have it zoned off for parking, people can't park on the corner.
That's correct. That's state law.
Yeah, that's state law. I mean, the parking's always gonna make a lot of money, but, just like.
Well, here's the thing, if they can provide an extra parking spot, then they're in compliance with the parking regulations, and that's something that planning board has to consider.
And to tell you the truth, it looks nice, I don't know how you're gonna fit all that into that place. I mean, that's a small corner, you know that, and I know that. I mean, but, all right, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Any other members of the public? Back to Council President, yeah.
So, in regards to parking then, was there a need to have a ninth, apartment like that studio, for instance, right? I saw in the plans that you have the utility room in the space that could potentially be for parking. Is it feasible to then move the utility room to the space where the current studio is planned to be?
So it's a bit of a give and take, and the designers could speak more in depth on this, but the benefit of having the studio is that it provides the building, it makes the building ADA accessible.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have to do an elevator, and that gets back to being cost prohibitive. But we do think, we were speaking with your planner before the meeting, and we think there's an opportunity to gain that additional space so that we have what the redevelopment plan requires. So if we can accommodate that, that's our homework. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Mr. Paparo and the two architects from Taylor Architects, as well as our planner, Gabe, from Harbor Consultants for this presentation. A lot to consider. So for record and also council, usually the next step would be us from tonight's comments would go back to the architects, see what they can do. They'll pop it back to us, and then if we feel that it's all good, we usually go into a redevelopment agreement. If they can prove that it, as the Baylor tonight said, can combine to our redevelopment plan, we'll go to a redevelopment agreement, which then it would lead over to planning board for site plan review. So we'll ask the developer side if they can take tonight's consideration seriously. So council has the opportunity to see any recommended improvements. And then from there, we'll go to, if it's approved further, we'll go and discuss the redevelopment agreement.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your consideration and the feedback we would retain on the project thus far. I guess I would just ask, just so we can schedule ourselves accordingly, should we supply Mr. Baylor with these revisions that we discussed this evening, or did we need to come back for a further consistency review? That was the only clarification I was looking for.
I think we can provide it through Mr. Baylor and Derek White and see how everything's felt.
Excellent.
And then we'll
go from there.
We'll go from there.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you,
And
Council.
as a reminder for council to the new members, anything that is agreed upon, these projects, the exhibits are in the redevelopment agreements. Not that you've represented developers in the past that have done it, but we have had developers that have tried redoing the projects. So us having it in the exhibit as in the redevelopment agreement ensures that that is what has to be built. So, okay. Well, thank you, gentlemen. And you're welcome to stay, but I'm sure you got other things to do.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Gabe, thank you.
Thank you.
It's always good to see you. Tell John I said hi. Okay. Item number 4 on the agenda is the mayor's appointments to boards, committees, and commissions. This evening, we have an appointment of Ms. Heidi Heleniak as an alternate member 1, term to expire 12/31/2028 to the Dunellen Arts Inclusion and Culture Commission. And as a member of the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization as the Historical Society member, term to expire 12/31/2026. She's not here this evening, so we'll reach out to her to make sure she does her swearing in at one of their meetings or at the clerk's office. We thank Ms. Heleniak for stepping forward and volunteering. And as we always say when we have an appointment, we encourage everyone to stand up and have the opportunity to volunteer on one of our various committees, commissions, board, or volunteer EMS services. It's a great way to participate in the Miracle Mile called Dunellen, New Jersey. So, and we thank all our volunteers, past, the present, and hopeful future ones. So thank you. Okey doke. Tonight on item number 5 up, we have proclamations. First one up is going to be read by Councilwoman Terry Albertson as the liaison to the Dunellen Arts Inclusion and Culture Commission, celebrating June as Pride Month.
Whereas the Borough of Dunellen, New Jersey is a community that values diversity and inclusion and is committed to ensuring equal rights and opportunities for all its residents. And whereas during Pride Month, we celebrate the victories that have been affirmed, the freedom, fairness, and equality to love whom one chooses and to live as one's true self. And whereas we affirm our support for all residents and stand with them as we strive to foster a culture of hope, love, understanding, authenticity, and mutual respect among family members, friends, and neighbors. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that Mayor Jason Salento, along with the Dunellen Borough Council, do hereby proclaim June 2026 as Pride Month in the Borough of Dunellen and encourage all residents to join in celebrating and supporting our diverse and vibrant community.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Next up is a proclamation celebrating Juneteenth read by Council President Crisol Edis Lance.
Whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, declaring those kept as enslaved persons in Confederate territory free, paving the way for the passing of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery in the United States of America. And whereas word about the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation was delayed some 2.5 years to June 19th, 1865. In reaching authorities and African Americans in the South and Southwestern United States. And whereas Emancipation Day observations are held on different days in different states in the South and Southwest and in other parts of the nation. And whereas June 19th has a special meaning to those who wish to commemorate this day and is called Juneteenth, combining the words June and 19th, and has been celebrated by some in the African American community for over 150 years. And whereas Mayor Jason F. Salento and the Borough Council of the Borough of Dunellen, New Jersey, have unanimously recognized Juneteenth as a borough holiday. Now therefore be it proclaimed that Mayor Jason F. Salento, along with the Dunellen Borough Council, do hereby declare June 19th, 2026 as Juneteenth in the Borough of Dunellen, New Jersey, and encourage all citizens and businesses to celebrate the importance of this holiday to commemorate and corroborate that all men are truly created equal.
Okay, thank you, Council President. Next up is item number 6, the approval of our meeting minutes from the regular meeting of May 18th, 2026. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
Move it, Sigmund.
Albertson. Any comments, additions, or edits to the meeting minutes as they currently stand? Without hearing any, we'll take a roll call, please.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark? Yes.
I
I have a funeral.
You're staying. Great, you're staying.
Correct.
Yeah, staying to you now.
Oh, is that what it is? Abstain due to absence.
You're new.
Hey, all right.
We'll hold it against you next time.
Yeah.
Okay, item number 7 on the agenda is the introduction of ordinances. That tonight we have 2026-17, an ordinance determining salaries for the Borough of Dunellen.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios?
So everyone is aware, the public, this is a minimum and a maximum that indicates where within that range that individual employee can fall. Just so that's on record. There we go. And roll call.
Sure. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Okay, item number 8 on the agenda is the adoption of ordinances. Can I have a motion and second on 2026-16 bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Borough of Dunellen in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $2,815, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,760,000 in bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Lamb.
At this time, I'll open the floor to the public solely on 2026-16. If they have any comments or recommendations to the bond ordinance.
Hey, Morgan, 805 Front Street, what's money being spent on?
Money is being spent on.
Well, the good news is $2.8 million is what we're bonding for, but more than half of that is coming back to us in reimbursement for grants. So while we're claiming the debt now in order to fund it, before we get the grant, we have to fund it, right? Put on a credit card technically. And then once we finish the project, we'll get the grant to offset cost of those said projects. But I will tell you. We are looking at streetscape improvements, along North Avenue. That is part of the NJDOT grant, so we'll get money back on that. That's $475,000, we're getting $430,000 back. Improvements to Sanford Avenue, including all work and materials necessary therefore and incidental. So we got a grant of $460,830 to redo Sanford Avenue. We're bonding $600,000 because the cost is higher than that, plus we've always been 10% or 20%. 10% of the project just for miscellaneous, construction costs that we're not to get. So Sanford Avenue is going to get done. We have sidewalk improvements to South Washington Avenue, including all work and materials necessary therefore and incidental there too. So that's a $700,000 bond, in which $646,000 is going to be refunded back to the town in grants, and that's doing all new sidewalks along South Washington Avenue, both sides from the train station all the way to the Piscataway border. Engineers report for stormwater system compliance, including related costs and expenditure incidental there too. Phase 2 of new Market Road project. We have to start funding, upfront funding. We're working with the county to do within the next 8 years a complete overall new Market Road. We have to start funding things now for easements and everything. Engineering study related to some additional parking around downtown, so to handle the parking situation. Specifically looking at St. Nicholas Church. We're looking to talk with them about doing their side property as downtown parking, municipal parking, milling and paving and sidewalk and improvement, streetscape and curbing and stuff. Basically roadway improvements, there's funding in there for that. Continuing the funding for our truck ban study, the 18-wheelers you see going around, we've been doing a study, now we need to fund the second half, which will help with basically the implementation of it. Installation of more beacon lights around town at key locations. Some general acquisition for the Department of Public Works, such as a skid steer and a roll-off container and other items. Improvements to buildings and grounds. Generally some office, the tax office and some improvements that need to be done. Acquisition of equipment for the fire department. Meters and tires and water rescue vehicle, acquisition of equipment for the police department. So generally speaking, it's funding things that we can operate as well as funding grant projects, capital improvement projects. So we have to raise the capital every year to do it, and this is part of a greater 5-year capital improvement plan that the borough has, but it's always a living document, right? Because our strengths that we can. So. Yes, Mr. Locke.
Dave Locke, 648 Boundbrook Road. Mayor, South Washington Avenue from the train station to Piscataway, is that going to include curbs?
No, unfortunately, it's not.
Okay.
Believe me, I know where you're going with that, and I tend to agree with you.
But on the other side is, on the same item, what you did with South Washington Avenue and further down on North Washington Avenue with the lights and everything looks great. You guys are to be commended. It looks real nice.
Well, thank you. We're trying to make improvements. And
I know it's all out. I know it's all out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna give everybody accolades.
So, and we're trying to do as much as we can. The majority of it is to grants. So unfortunately, with South Washington Avenue, that is a significant engineering project that we would need the county involved in. And I can tell you, we are having those conversations, but we're not as far ahead with those as we are now with new market. So, but thank you. Any other members of the public that wish to speak on 2026-16? Okay, opening the floor to council for discussion. Okay, next, if so, no further discussion, if approved tonight, none of these expenditures can be spent on with at least then a 40-day period, correct? What's that? 20 days?
20 days, it's not,
Okay, 20.
so we'll be moving forward next month.
Okay, or new as either one. Is the one you posted before, that's all. Okay, roll call please.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Rios? Yes. Mr. Scott?
Let's stay in position of the fire.
Mr. Saban
Yes.
and Mrs. Vandermark, yes.
Okay, let's get some stuff done, folks.
Item number 9 on the agenda is resolutions. We have resolutions 185 through 199. Mrs. Stats, if you can go through them and then give us the opportunity to discuss them.
Resolution number 185 is to pay the bills.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Rios. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios? Yes. Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution 186 is a resolution to approve 2026 salary.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Vandermark,
So this, for public record, is the resolution that determines every single employee with the Borough of Dunellen and what they make in that salary range. So this resolution, we pass every single year. This is on record. And so it can tell you what every employee makes. And if you have questions around that, I will note for the record, because it's been a rumor around town that we have an employee that makes $400,000. They do not. No one in this town makes $400,000. That individual's salary is in here, so you can see it for those who wish to have record of it on the meeting minutes, as they always are. You get it. But, so that's what this is. So I can tell you, we have great employees in this town who work very hard. They're not just employees, they're all public servants. And I personally thank each and every one of them for the work that they do. They're upstanding people who take their public role very seriously and the work that they do for the residents and business community of Dunellen. I'll put a period at the end of that. Council, anything else?
Okay.
Great job.
Thank you. All right.
You too, Ms. Seaver. Dunellen. Lieutenant. Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios? Yes. Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
yes.
And if anybody has a question about the character of our employees, you can always come to the council and not be people.
Resolution number 187 is to approve a schedule of school levy payments. Move it, Rios?
Second, Sigmund?
Question.
Yes.
So, is there any reason why the apportioned tax levy for the schools is done in this specific way with the amounts not being the same?
I do
Why
not
are we
know the
paying
answer.
more on
I
some?
guess Scott Olson, and I could get back to you. But I did not know the answer to that one.
Do you know, Mr. Miller,
you
it's
know?
based upon tax collection and.
It's probably based on both questions. That's paid by,
Okay,
So we'll confirm that answer and get.
Okay.
Mr. Olson to respond.
Yes.
Minimum style.
thank you.
I'll take a roll call. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios? Yes. Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 188 is to authorize a summer schedule for payments of bills and claims.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Albertson?
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios? Yes. Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 189 is authorizing the municipal tax collector to prepare and issue estimated tax bills for the Borough of Dunellen for the third installment of 2026 taxes. Move it, Rios?
Second, Sigmund?
So, for the public and also council members who might be fairly new to this, we do this every year. And Mr. Robertson and Mr. Miller, correct me if I'm saying anything inaccurate, to give the tax collector the ability to prepare and issue estimated tax bills, for the third installment, which will come in August. You'll get a letter in the mail in July as part of the tax insert. And so we have to send out an estimated tax bill because by the time we set our budgets and we're ready to send out Some of the other taxing districts are not, so we have to make a fair judgment, so we can have cash flow to be able to pay the other taxing districts such as the school, the county open space, library, and still have cash in our bank to be able to operate out. So you may see that your third quarter bill may be estimated a little bit higher than it normally is. As the letter always says, please do not take that number and times it by 4 because that will not be what your taxes are. That usually makes it a very sticker shocking number. That's not to say whether your taxes are going to increase or decrease or stay the same. It's just that's not the number. You'll see in the fourth quarter and then definitely in the first and then second, it usually dwindles down and then collectively together is what your taxes are going to be for 26. So I just want that on record as an explanation. The letter will explain it more. And did I say anything? So that's the right explanation. Okay, good. 17 years ago. I hope I got it right. Okay. Discussion, council, anything?
No.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 190 is to hire Jessica Johnson as a summer art camp teacher for the Dunellen Arts Inclusion and Culture Commission Summer Art Camp.
Move it, Rio. Second, Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 191 is to hire Jose A. Torres as a school crossing guard.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rio.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 192 is authorizing execution of a New Jersey Department of Transportation Access Permit Application, Power of Attorney Declaration.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 193 is authorizing the execution of an agreement between the County of Middlesex, the Township of Piscataway, and the Borough of Dunellen for improvements to New Market Road from the Conrail tracks to South Washington Avenue.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
This is kind of what I alluded to earlier in the conversation on the capital bond. This is the agreement, the start of the whole, what we're thinking going to be an 8-year period to overhaul New Market Road. And doesn't mean the roads would be under construction for 8 years. It just means there's some easements that have to be bought out along the way in order to make improvements to the road. I think that first step, they can get New Market Road in curve, and improve sidewalk systems, et cetera. Plus, we're closer to the traffic light coming along, which is going to come separate from that. Right. Here we go.
Resolution number 194 is to award a contract to AA Berms LLC for the Bound Brook Road Beautification Improvements Project.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark?
Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Mr. Locke, you're getting decorative lighting along your street.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Resolution number 195 is to hire summer camp staff for the Dunellen Recreation Department.
Move it, Albertson. Second, Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 196 is authorizing the Dunellen Fire Company to conduct fundraising canister drive.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
Second.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Abstained due to my position in the fire department.
Mr. Scott?
Staying position in the fire department.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 197 is authorizing the abatement of violations at residential property and placement of a lien against said property at 203 South Washington Avenue for the costs and expenses thereof in accordance with Chapter 217 Property Maintenance of the Code of the Borough of Dunellen.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios?
So, all legal measures have been taken for, I'm assuming, the record, I just, for the council, public, or where we don't move this direction without all the necessary steps. Yeah. That's right. Certified letter.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 198 is authorizing the abatement and violations at residential property and placement of a lien against said property at 243 South Madison Avenue for the costs and expenses thereof in accordance with Chapter 217 Property Maintenance of the Code of the Borough of Dunellen.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios? Rios?
Lance, there's. Flip a coin.
I checked Rios.
Okay, Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Louder. Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark? Yes. Resolution number 199 is authorizing CME Associates to provide professional services for the licensed site remediation, professional services for the former strip joint site 635 Brownbrook Road.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios? Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Land?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Well, we're one step of many steps to go closer. Okay, your site here.
Okay. Yep.
Item number 10 is consent agenda. We have resolutions on the consent agenda 200 to 206. So if there are any resolutions on here in which the council member would like to discuss, please let us know, and then we will vote accordingly on the other ones together afterwards.
Yeah. 205, please.
5. Any other items? Without hearing any, can I have a motion and second of the consent agenda resolutions 200 through 206, with the exception of 205?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark?
Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes.
Mrs. Rio?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Sigmund?
Yes.
Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Okay, resolution 205, hire field and park cleanup staff for summer 2026. Mrs. Rio.
Yes, I thought we had a shared agreement with the school to, and that was their job to clean Columbia Park. But that's my question.
It's for the specific tournaments that we run around the summer for the big ball, very hard on this summer. And we usually are on site manager, we've got a pass.
Normally the, by the borough, and, as, Steve said, for tournaments. So that person would be responsible for making sure everything's clean, during the tournaments, after the tournaments, the garbage, everything, and everyone constantly puts it up. Any other questions on 205? Okay, so no other questions. We'll vote in a second on it to consider vote. Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark?
You can go.
Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Lance? Yes. Mrs. Rios? Yes. Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Mrs. Vandermark? Yes.
Okay, item number 11 is council reports. Councilwoman Liz Van Der Mark, anything to report this evening?
Fire department. Okay, this is, during May of 2026, the fire department responded to 30 emergency responses. 176 emergency responses to as of May 31st, 2026. During May, the events were on May 3rd, filled water barricades for the downtown car show. On the 11th, officers meeting and monthly work drill. The 13th was the instruction drill, Middlesex County Hazmat Decon training. 24th was the work drills prepared for Memorial Day parade. 25th was the attended Memorial Day services. 27th held the monthly fire company meeting. The 30th began outfitting new Rescue 5. Rescue 5 was delivered to the firehouse on Tuesday, May 19th. This is the last piece of apparatus replaced that was lost in the 2021 fire. We have begun outfitting the equipment, expect to officially placing apparatus in service sometime in June. We are happy to see a number of residents continue to join the department over the past few months. Fire department is still looking for new members to join the department. Membership is open to anyone 16 to 18 as a junior member, and full member is open to anyone over 18. You can visit the website at www.dunellenfg.com or email joindfd@dunellenfg.com for more information. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Rios.
Yes, Dunellen Public Library. The Dunellen Public Library would like to officially welcome Maggie as our new library director. Maggie brings years of experience and is a former patron of the Dunellen Public Library. As a local resident familiar with our community, we are excited to have her join our team and look forward to her leadership. As always, we encourage residents to visit our library and take advantage of our many programs for all ages. Don't forget, we also offer free museum passes that can be borrowed with your library card. Greenbrook Flood Commission. The Greenbrook Flood Commission will hold its bi-monthly meeting Wednesday, June 3rd at 7:30 p.m. Residents are encouraged to visit the commission's website for meeting access information and to submit any questions or comments. Dunellen Police Department. On Friday, June 5th, officers from the Dunellen Borough Police Department will participate in carrying the Flame of Hope as it travels through New Jersey to kick off the 2026 Special Olympics New Jersey Summer Games. Officers will receive the flame from Plainfield Police Department at the North Avenue Route 28 border and escort it through downtown Dunellen before passing it to Middlesex Borough Police Department at the Boundbrook Road border, continuing its journey across the state. The Flame of Hope is expected to arrive in the early afternoon, sometime between 1 or 2, although exact timing may vary. This marks the 43rd annual law enforcement torch run in support of the Special Olympics New Jersey. The police department would also like to congratulate Detective Anthony Isler, who was honored at the 200 Club of Middlesex County's 2026 Annual Valor Award ceremony for his dedication and service. That's all.
Thank you. Congratulations, Detective. Councilwoman Albertson.
Okay, the Friends of Dunellen Public Library are hosting the open air market on Sunday, June 7th. We're having a strawberry festival. Come on out and join us. We have over 70 vendors with wonderful items and great food. And there will be music by Tommy Straza that day. So please come and join us. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Council President.
On Monday, May 25th, we held our annual Memorial Day ceremony at the firehouse. The Recreation Department would like to thank everyone who participated and helped make the event possible. Special thanks go to the Memorial Day Committee, including Commander Gary Stoop, Bill and Bonnie Sutton, and Carl and Chrissy Nielsen from the VFW, as well as Commander Keith Knight from the American Legion. We also want to recognize Mayor Salento, Business Administrator Alex Miller, Colleen Mendez, Billy George, and the Recreation Department staff. Although the weather Although the weather prevented us from holding the parade this year, we were still able to honor our veterans with a truly heartwarming ceremony. Dunellen has a wonderful variety of camp options for youth this year. The Destroyers Basketball Camp is one of them that focuses on skill building and teamwork, led by experienced coaches, and is open to boys and girls entering second grade through ninth. For middle school boys interested in soccer, the Destroyers Soccer Camp serves students entering grades 5th through 8th and is coached by the high school soccer coach, offering high-level training and mentorship. The Dunellen Recreation Summer Camp is a traditional day camp for younger children featuring arts and crafts, sports, games, and field trips in a fun and safe environment. And for the creative kids out there, the Dunellen Arts Inclusion Culture Commission Art Camp offers daily art lessons for children ages 6 through 12. 6 through 12 with a separate session available for teens as well. And I just need to make a correction. It's not daily art. It's for later in the summer. For more information on any of these programs or to register, visit DunellenParksandRecreation.com. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Sigmund?
Yes, since our last meeting, the DPW crew continued its routine cleaning of all the borough properties, the regular lawn maintenance, and the ongoing street sweeping schedule, which can be found online on our website. We're also keeping all the ball fields prepped and ready for all those youth sports. On the beautification side, the guys installed 3 new planters over at Washington Memorial Park, and you'll notice the new 250th anniversary flags are now up on the decorative poles downtown. Finally, the team responded quickly to the storm on May 20th, handling some minor flooding and tree damage. They've since inspected our local brooks and streams and cleared out catch basins across the borough to keep everything draining properly. And for the Board of Education, the superintendent search continues. We have 2 community forums coming up. One tomorrow, which will be virtual via Zoom only at 7:30 p.m. You can register online at https:/bit.ly/Dunellen search. There will be an in-person opportunity as well on Wednesday, June 3rd at 6 p.m. in the Lincoln Middle School cafetorium. For those interested, those sessions will not be participated by the Board of Ed members. It is completely for us, the residents and families with children in the school system. So we look forward to seeing you there, and that is all for me.
When's that date again? I'm sorry.
So Tuesday, June 2nd, which is tomorrow at 7:30 is virtual. Wednesday, June 3rd is 6 p.m. in the cafetorium.
Councilman Scott?
Quick report for buildings and grounds, security upgrades. LTW is currently installing the new camera system for Borough Hall, the police department and the OM building, and they expect to complete the project this week. Looks like the door buzzer's working because Administrator Miller was able to let us in today. Paving.
That's why.
Paving projects, business administrator and public works foreman met with the paving contractor for the library and the DPW lots to review the scope of work. And they expect to receive a schedule from both contractors this week. And that's my report.
Okay, thank you. So, celebrating America's 250th anniversary, what we're calling the 250th birthday bash. On Sunday, July 5th, the Borough of Dunellen will celebrate America's 250th birthday with a brand new community event hosted by the Dunellen Recreation Department. Join us for America's 250th birthday bash beginning at 12 p.m. at Skinner Plaza, which is the train station and library parking lot, for an afternoon of patriotic fun, keyword patriotic, entertainment, and community celebration as we honor our nation's 250th anniversary. The event will feature live music throughout the day, a dunk tank, kids' rides and activities, vendors, food trucks, a car show, and much more. There will be something for everyone to enjoy, and we invite residents and visitors alike to bring the whole family out and celebrate with us in Dunellen. More details, activities, and announcements will be shared in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. Second Street Phase 2 from Madison Avenue to North Washington Avenue. Top Line Construction, who is the contractor, has completed the milling and paving and striping phases of the project. Sign installation is expected this month, so we're getting closer to that project being done and hopefully closed out at some point so we can get those grant funds back. New Market Grove and South Washington Avenue Orange Street Pedestrian Improvement Project, which are the push button RRFBs. Top Line Construction completed the milling and paving phase of the project this past week. The push button RRFBs are expected to be installed in July, which would be great, right before football season. Boundbrook Road Streetscape, new decorative LED street lights from Madison Avenue to Warrenville Road, which was an NJDOT grant again. AA Berms, who recently completed the Washington Avenue beautification project, has been awarded the contract. The job will include new LED decorative street lights, the removal and replacement of some sidewalk sections, and the removal and replacement of some trees. New Jersey American Water Milling and Paving, Business Administrator Alex Miller has requested a pre-construction meeting with the New Jersey American Water. This summer, NJAW will fully mill and pave roadways where water mains were recently replaced. Official notices will be provided to the residents and posted online once work dates are finalized. The following roads are scheduled for milling and paving: Hall Street, both sections, and the parking area at the new Favor softball field, which I will say was a bit of a negotiation and chip on the table. So I just want to say kudos to the administrative team for making sure that that gets paved up there. I know many residents who use that field will appreciate it. I think we have one right over here. South Avenue, Grove Street, Lehigh Street, Walnut Street, Prospect Avenue, Whittier Avenue, New Market Road, Beach Place, Maple Avenue, intersection of Oak Parkway and Maple Avenue, and the 200 block of Penfield Place. DPW Senior and Disabled Citizen Curbside Pickup Program, which is something that we've been working on over the past several months. And I know many residents who are senior citizens and have disabilities have been requesting this, and we've heard you. This is our answer to you. So I applaud council and the administration and DPW for coming up with a plan. So this program will assist seniors 62 years old and older and disabled citizens by providing curbside yard waste recycling on Thursdays from April through December. So the first Thursday will be grass bag pickup. The second Thursday will be cardboard pickup. Third Thursday will be branch pickup. Fourth Thursday, leaf bag pickup. So residents must enroll in the program by stopping at Borough Hall and providing proof of the senior status or disability. For those who are physically unable to visit Borough Hall, please call 732-968-3033 extension 3. Scheduling pickups must be done at least 48 hours before the pickup date by calling 732-968-3033 extension 3 or emailing Richard Herkert at rherkert@dunellenborough.com. And all this information is also being, I think, printed in the Dunellen report and sent home. So this will all be made available beyond all of this. So welcoming program. Mr. Morgan, I know you don't qualify just yet. You're not a senior, so you got a few more years to worry about that, don't you? So happy we can bring that to the town. So, okay. That's my report for this evening. Council, before we get to council discussion, do you mind if we do department head and then we'll get to the discussions and then we can close that after? Okay. We're going to skip to that item on the agenda, which is just for those who are watching from home. Item number 13. We're going to skip to item number 13. Legal, anything to report tonight? IT? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Clerk and registrar, you got something big to announce.
Yes, that election day is tomorrow. Voting begins at 6 a.m. and closes at 8 p.m. Voters may drop off mail-in ballots at the drop box at the library until 8 p.m. Districts 1 and 2 are at the Senior Center, which is 216 Orange Street. Districts 3 and 6 are at the Firehouse, 231 South Madison Avenue, and Districts 4 and 5 are at the library, which is 100 New Market Road.
Okay, get them sleep tonight. She has to wake up very, very early. Okay, Cedar, anything from Recreation as the Recreation Director?
No, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Miller, Administration, DPW.
Welcome to the American Border streets that are getting okay. They spoke to us in the winter time and asked about when do we want it to be mill paved, and for the sake of probably about 75% of the south side of town to get mill paved. We didn't want to torture all the people on the south side and everybody that has to go to favorite school, so we held it off to July. They're estimated to start after the 4th of July. We're just gonna confirm all the dates and all that stuff, but it would have been done sooner, but it just, I thought of it really hard deal with all the traffic, because it is a good portion of the south side.
Thank you. I know it's important to get it done, so big work on that gets done. Now it's on you to make sure that get it done.
No, it'll be done.
Anything else? Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Lieutenant, anything from BD? No, sir. Not that parking authorities in.
Functioning.
You're functioning. House chairman.
Good guy. Function. The best guy.
He's one of a kind. Tell him we said hi. How we send our love.
Yeah.
Mr. Moore, anything from FD?
Nope.
Chaplain?
Functioning, sir, functioning.
Beautiful. Tell Nancy I said hi. Rescue?
For the rescue squad, real quick, last month, we did a CPR class, we trained one member on the fire department, also our Rose Fire Department, it was great success. I am encouraging everyone to get their CPR certification, I will do it at cost. So contact me or the rescue squad for that. Thank you to the borough and working with us to getting us to the bank property, now we're at 205 North Washington Ave, we fully moved in, so thank you for that. Reach out to us on DunellenRescue.org if you're interested in more information, volunteering opportunities. And thank you to Dunellen for having us. So.
Thank you for your service. Oh, yeah?
No
Service.
report.
No report. Where's Mr. Mosley? Is he on the cruise ship?
He's back.
He's back? You can't come. You can't. Every president, I'm tired, his whole life, right? Perfect. God bless you.
Okay, any other departments? Okay, we're gonna go back up to item 12, which technically I guess now is 13 on the agenda, lucky 13, my birthday. Discussion and consideration of a resolution requesting Middlesex County to conduct a feasibility study for a centralized emergency communications dispatch center. So I'm gonna throw this one over to Councilman Scott, as this was your request.
Thank you, Mayor. So Middlesex County is, obviously, we know we're 21 counties in New Jersey. We are the third largest, and we're one of 4 or 5 that I've been able to research that do not have our own centralized dispatch for the county for all public safety, police, fire, EMS, OEM, parking authorities, pretty much, yeah, even DPWs to communicate with. Centralizing communications, especially during an emergency, is critical, and having all of Middlesex County together to be able to share information within our organizations, in my opinion, is very critical. So what I'm looking to do here is to discuss the reasons for it and hopefully encourage Middlesex County to look into it. This is by no way binding them to do it. It's just, hey, we recognize the need. Hopefully they agree with us and enact a research project and determine if it's feasible. So again, we remain one of limited counties that did not have a centralized dispatch. And in our case in Dunellen, the absence of a county communication center limits the ability to seek alternate dispatch services. In our case and Middlesex Borough's case, we're contracted with Somerset County, which has been great to us. This is by no means a knock on them. Other towns, Helmetta and Jamesburg, share a dispatch center. Plainsboro and Cranberry Fire Departments, they use Mercer County, so that's another out-of-county agency. The boroughs of Metuchen, Highland Park, City of New Brunswick, Middlesex College Police, they're dispatched by Rutgers University Communications. So it's disparate amongst our county of the different agencies. For example, Dunellen can't talk to Cranberry and Plainsboro. We have gone mutual aid on the fire department, but to have that central point where one message is given to the central dispatch and relayed to all the county agencies through a central location is critical. Middlesex County, in my opinion, we've kind of done it a little backwards here. The hardest part in establishing a central dispatch is communications, is radio communications. We have in Middlesex County a top tier radio system that works everywhere in the county. So the most expensive part of creating, in my opinion, centralized dispatch is already in place. So that takes a burden off of enacting a countywide central dispatch center. And most of Middlesex County, at least through my research, has either operates on the Middlesex County radios or has mutual aid access to it already. So again, that's another large cost that's already out of this should it move forward. So the benefits is a central hub for unified communications, disseminating critical public safety information countywide, enhance interoperability amongst municipal police, fire, EMS, public works, parking authority, as Dave mentioned to me earlier. And it just centralizes everything, especially during major incidents, to have that hub to be able to get on one radio system to call for additional resources or put an alert out. Having a Middlesex County where you're not relaying it to multiple dispatch centers. And there is the possibility if, again, through my research and what I've seen, there could be cost savings to municipalities that look to join a centralized dispatch center. I'm not saying it will benefit everybody cost-wise, but there is the possibility that there could be, cost savings. So with that being said, I looking to see if the council would support doing a resolution, the next steps for that, and then forwarding it to the county to at least express we're supporting them looking into this and seeing if it's something that could move forward.
I have a few questions.
Sure.
So is there any, what you're saying, there might be savings, so let's say, for example, there's no savings, you are using the savings in parallel contract costs, with regard to the assume that there'd be better services and quality by going to Middlesex County, centralized
If there is no cost savings, which I would argue there probably could be, but not knowing the particulars, there's definitely an operational benefit to all Middlesex County agencies having the ability to use a single Middlesex County dispatch center for information sharing.
Now, is there any cost associated with the radios for reprogramming or anything that would have to happen by the centralized location that probably would have to be using?
There could be minimal cost to that. Roughly $50 a radio is what I'm seeing to do a reprogramming on that. Most of Dunellen's radios are already capable, and I say most. By the end of the year, all of the radios will be capable of the Middlesex County system. But that is already in place should this move forward. And this is something that if it is approved and the county does move on it, this could be 3 to 5 years down the road. It's not gonna be tomorrow.
Are we aware of any other county that are considering one?
There's been talk for years. I haven't heard of any municipality directly saying they're looking to do this. What I would look to do is if it is approved, that we do forward it to the other municipalities and say, this is something we're looking at. Maybe they would, pass a similar resolution. As I mentioned, there are a number of towns that are already using shared services, whether in county or out of county. So there is an opportunity there. And, there's always rumors that towns are looking to move their dispatch services, but I haven't heard anything concrete of anybody definitely looking at it.
So this resolution that council gives consent, right, would you consider it July 6th week?
Yeah, it would be the next meeting.
So between now and then, there would be conversations, the other ways, the Thursday, that you and police or but would it be?
No, I haven't had any direct conversations, but I would welcome a sit down with them. The administrator could set that up.
I mean, look, feasibility study, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Right.
Not like you said, it's like not just talk, it's like for it might be worth it in the getting part.
Right. And again, this is, in my opinion, 3 to 5 years. If it were to even be approved and the county entertains it, there's a lot of legwork to make it happen if it's approved on their end.
Sorry, how long is our contract with Summit and your 5 years? Right, or in their contract?
Two. We're going to do.
One more little bit of time, so we go out, will have something. Council, anything else?
Yes, question. Oh, sorry. So the question is, for clarity, with the feasibility study, are we just, proposing that we have the location or the center be here in Dunellen? Is that part of the feasibility study?
No, what I'm proposing is the county perform an assessment of all the county public safety agencies. More than likely to be at one of the county locations, but it would be a centralized, sort of like Somerset County now, who dispatches us, is based out of, I believe they're out of Somerville. So they're based out of Somerville and dispatch all of Somerset County. Middlesex, I would envision Middlesex does something similar.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
So is there consensus to continue exploring this before the July 6th meeting and then working with administration and legal to draft the resolution?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 14 on the agenda is public comment. We open the floor to the public to ask any questions and make any comments. We kindly ask that if you're willing to state your name and where you live, if you live in Dunellen, and microphone's there if you're able to make it.
Dave Locke, same address as before, I didn't move. Chief, excellent. It's about time. We can go back in history, you and I can talk about this, in Burlington County, been doing it for years. If we can get the county commissioners on board with this, they'll let's get them to fund the whole program. This is a great first start and excellent job, Chief.
A lot of seals of approvals from you tonight, Mr. Locke. You're quite the pep rally.
Sorry,
I said quite a few seals of approvals from you tonight. You're quite the pep rally.
you guys are doing a good job.
Yes, Mr. Cummings.
Joe Cummins, 112 Dunellen Avenue. Since a lot of the roads are going to be paved, we just have some questions, and maybe more for the engineer regarding rumble strips, whether people like them or not, if they're part of the process. I've noticed around town that all located in different locations compared to the intersections, some in the middle of the road, some across the whole road. But of course, maybe there's a purpose to that. They keep it irregular so people don't know where they are and they slow down different points. But just a consideration to have some consistency, unless there's engineering reasons why you wouldn't want them to be consistent. I know some have moved adjacent to the driveways for some reasons or others, but just a consideration as we're doing all those roads. They look somewhat similar than have the rumble strips.
That's a fair point. I appreciate you bringing that up. Where are the ones that are just for knowledge? The ones
Some that are two in the block, and there's one block, some portable roads, some partial roads. That maybe it's each engineer, the family,
well, we'll talk, usually speaking, we use CME as the engineering. It might be each contracted project, which is state mandated through a state grant versus what we're doing municipal wide, but the continuity and the consistency of it, we fully understand. I think it's a good point. So, thank you.
That only ride around on the bike and you're thinking about. Yeah, on the bike. And whether they work or not, that's another question, but.
Well, it's more or less a reminder. We do have data on several of the larger roads that people have concerns about. And the average speed on most roads, and Lieutenant, you can speak to it better than I, that we've seen is around 30 miles per hour. It is above the 25, but the highest average is 30. It's not 75, yeah. I mean, you have once in a while somebody going 45 to 50. I mean, that you can't change jerks. But that's a clean word. I was thinking something else. But you know, the average speed that we see on our data collection is around 30 miles per hour. So in a lot of those key areas are the roads that we put the speed odometers and the rumble strip. But thank you. Any other members of the public, either in chambers or joining us virtually? Okay, without hearing any, we will close that portion of the meeting to the public. We do have to enter into an executive session, which is resolution 207. So I am going to, okay. So, resolution 207, can I have a motion second on 207? Be it resolved. Resolution to enter into executive session be resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Dunellen, New Jersey, that whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10-4-6, permits the closing of meetings to the public under certain circumstances, and whereas there exists such a circumstance, and whereas authorizing the Borough Council to go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter after litigation, sorry, that should have been corrected. Clerical error in the resolution, it's litigation, after which action may be taken, and whereas minutes of the executive session will be kept and will be released when the matters under discussion during the executive session are no longer confidential. Therefore, be it resolved, the Borough Council will enter into executive session. Once I ask for the roll call, motion and second in the roll call, we will take a 5-minute recess. And then we'll come back into these chambers, lock the doors because we have to, turn off the Zoom because we have to. And then hopefully within a reasonable time, come back into regular session, which is resolution 208, in which doors are unlocked, Zoom's turned back on, and we are now back into public session. So can I have a motion and second?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Lamb?
We have a roll call on resolution 207.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our public section of the, well, not a public section, but back to our regular session. We're out of executive, and there is going to be an item in which we need to vote on, which will be resolution 209. I'm going to ask that we have a motion in a second, then I'll ask Mr. Robertson to read the resolution out loud. Do we have a motion and second on resolution 209?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second.
Albertson. Mr. Robertson?
This is resolution Borough authorizing payment to fully locked out at Dover, Mondell, Boylan, Lubo, and Bell, and City, with now $4,000 for the meeting intensive. So where the law firm told the Rothschild, that Dover, Mondell, Boylan, Mondell, with the Rothschild director has been complete director of Borough Dunellen, matter of state law, Borough Bell. Now, whereas the connection representing Borough for the Rothschild is because of authorization without the MRI review and medical plan. Planning for the very expert report of the Rothschild is that the cost of the MRI review and IMD and last $4,000. Whereas the Borough believes that it is the best interest of Borough without the MRI review with IMD for their 260 extensive litigation. Therefore, we resolve at Borough Canal and Middlesex. In New Jersey, they're hereby authorized to get the goal of Rothschild that we now have fixed $4,000 litigation expenses.
Okay. There's no further discussion. Can we have a roll call, please?
Yes.
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 Just for good measure, is there any members of the public that would like to address the mayor and council before we leave? Without hearing any, we have motion for 209 resolution for adjournment. Before we do that, as a reminder, June, July, and August, we only have one meeting. It's the first meeting of the month for summer sessions. And our next meeting is July 6, 2026 at 7 p.m. in these council chambers, or you can join us online. Very accessible. Can I have a motion second on resolution 210 to adjourn?
Move it.
Second, Vandermark.
So you guys wanted to stay a little bit longer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.